First time, I would like to say Tashi Delay for all the friends and the people who watch these movies. So, so why you should come to Tibet? So you have to come to Tibet not only to see the environment and the geographical area in Tibet. Also, you have to come here to relax your mind and to seek some spiritual to make your mind relax in
We've made it. We're in Lhasa, Tibet, at 12,000 feet in a beautiful hotel where, if you need it, you can get oxygen, and there's even an oxygen lounge. Tibetans are very spiritual. It's not unusual for people to go out at least once a day to walk the Kora, a clockwise walk around a sacred place. Some people even prostrate themselves on the whole length of the Kora.
From this from Sutang to Yangtze on the way this path we are going to cross it.
This is the Potala, the former palace of the Dalai Lama, with some tourists and a lot of pilgrims. There's a giant thangka stored in this cabinet. And the people are walking below so they can get the blessings from the thangka that's stored in there. Here's some women who've come to worship at the temple in Shigatse. This is a monastery that is relatively new because during the Cultural Revolution, monasteries were pretty much destroyed. This was rebuilt on the site. This is a switchback up to a mountain monastery called Ganden. It overlooks a beautiful valley below, and here we are. We're doing the Kora that goes way out and around the monastery. It's where I left some of my mother's ashes. And here they are burning incense, and the ubiquitous prayer flags, and one of my favorite things, a wind horse, a little piece of paper that you let fly in the wind. Once we left Lhasa for the trip by road to Kathmandu, we went to a very special place, the home monastery of Seongyal Rinpoche, the author of the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. what will always stay with us is the Tibetan people themselves. They always returned a smile, a wave, and a nod. It was nice to have those brief connections with them. We found that high altitude made us lose our appetite, and so we had our guide just take us to the kinds of places that he would like to have dinner or lunch, and we ate a lot of noodles and drank some Lhasa beer, and we had dumpling soups, and we avoided things like sheep's head and fungus in yak bones and yak tripe with spiced curry. Tsampa is made with roasted barley flour, and you mix it up with yak butter tea, and that's what you have for breakfast, but we didn't. One of the stops on our journey was Yambunglung. It looked like a Disney palace perched on top of a mountain. And we rode Tibetan horses to the top. Actually, it was kind of a pony ride. They led us up on horses, but we got to see beautiful Tibetan horses, and we spared ourselves a lot of steps. But look how beautiful this is. And that's the valley below. Along the way on our journey, we went to 15,700 feet at Kampala Pass, where you could purchase the opportunity to photograph a comparison yak or a Tibetan Mastiff. But oh, look at the view of the lake, a turquoise lake. And glaciers. The highlight of the journey was getting to Mount Everest, staying in a really cold hotel, but seeing it for ourselves.
This is it. This is Mount Everest.
Here are some pictures of places where people live in Tibet. And you'll notice that one of the things they do is they dry yak dung, and that serves as fuel in the winter. Many people keep cows right outside their houses and then bring them in the wintertime, so they have a source of milk. The dark side of all this is the Chinese influences everywhere. Tibet, of course, is part of China, but even in front of the Potala, there are Chinese slogans. Chinese tourists are everywhere, fashionably dressed to boot. And their signs are in Chinese as well as Tibetan. There's Chinese propaganda on the hillsides.
Okay, here we are by the side of the road in Tibet, and the reason, Khalsang, wave Khalsang. There's Dawa, wave Dawa. That's our wonderful driver, thank you. The reason that we are cooling our heels here, in spite of the fact that the roads are great in Tibet, is because they have a speed limit of about 30 miles an hour. And they'd have checkpoints And we're just waiting because we've probably gone over the 30-mile speed limit. And when they check on us the next time, they'll know we speeded. So we just have to wait here. Say hi, Jim Berge.
Hi.
And we endured many stops for checking our visa. As a matter of fact, our guide left behind 15 copies of our visa along the journey.
These are yaks. Aren't they wonderful? Gigantic creatures that can weigh a ton. And the Tibetans use them for absolutely everything. And here they are. There's a baby. Hi, baby. And they've got little earrings on. Look at that. How nice that is. Traffic report for you. There seems to be a fair amount of yaks on the road ahead. So it's going to slow down traffic for a while. But it's okay. We'll just follow here and see what happens. Okay, they're pretty cooperative. They're going to move. Well, maybe they won't. Well, maybe they will. Yep, they are. There they are.
We were fortunate to see along the way some bighorn sheep, a black-necked crane, and wild asses.
When Tibet escapes from the rule of China, we should all move here and live among really gentle people who believe in compassion and who, when they pray for all sentient beings.